Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment, people. We're just going to get into the last message Jay sent on Snapchat. I was listening to Duncan earlier on today, and he was obviously questioning the message as well. And it's a good question. Why did DCI Higson, who apparently checked Jay's phone, never brought this up and said that there's one unread text message to the family and they should read it first, and then obviously to see whether the family want to relate that to the public. That was never discussed until technically this documentary was made. Don't forget, the documentary was starting to be made very, very early on after basically, I would probably say, Jay's funeral. Let's get straight into this, people. Very important.
Message from Jay.
One great point Duncan made is, why didn't Denby, who got all his stuff back, look into the phone itself? It doesn't make sense if there was any unsent messages, or there's something of interest that obviously to forward on to the police. That doesn't make sense to me at all. I'm going to be honest, to me, it just seems odd that this wasn't brought up earlier, to be honest with you, because surely the family would have had Jay's phone on it and looking at messages themselves, and especially into what Lucy said, Brandon said, Ayub said. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. That is, I must admit, especially about, like I said, Christmas is coming, birthday's coming. I know Debbie was over there on his birthday, and I do think it was obviously a meeting as well about some of the parts in the documentary that were happening in Tenerife. So Jay Slater told a pal, "I'm not coming to make it," in a haunting final instant Snapchat message, which only delivered after his death. The disappearance of Jay Slater is September 28th at 9 p.m. on Channel 4. I mean, the questions I've got, isn't it really, really funny that this has happened at the end once this case is closed? I find it pretty bizarre. Alex Brown says in the chat, "I was actually in Gran Canaria, same time as Jay, in Tenerife. I went on a trip up mountains. I couldn't imagine being on my own up the mountains. I felt worried for him. I was on all the groups, sat at the side of the pool, reading so many things, thinking someone my age is up there alone in the mountains, not knowing what the reason could be, would be scary. No signal as well, as if he was drunk. That's worse. None of it all makes sense. I don't believe he was lost at all. Thank you, Maria. I don't either. To be honest with you, how did you know he wasn't going to make it when pathologists said he died instantly from a fall? He was found in the last place his phone pinged, but took a month to find him. I still think he was murdered," said Sharon. "His poor man smelling his clothes." Yeah, that is very, very sad. I do feel sorry for her there. But like I said, I think there are a lot of unanswered questions in why this wasn't being, why was this saved for the documentary, and why was the picture of Jay in the back of the car saved to a documentary as well? This doesn't make sense, and it should be questioned. Gonna move on, people. So we're going to move on, people, a little bit from the Lancs Live. This was produced on the 22nd of September this year, people, by John McPherson. Debbie Duncan found a devastated instant message when she logged onto her son's Snapchat account. I mean, what date was that? I would like to know what date she actually, because surely she would have seen it if she got Jay's phone back. The first thing I'd want to do, if it was my family phone, is go through that phone and see what was going on there, to be honest with you. Message, phone calls, everything. The chilling final message that Jay Slater sent to a friend on Snapchat was only delivered after his tragic death has been revealed. I think that says it all. I think that's the title there, isn't it? I'm just going to be really honest about this. Some things do seem very, very scripted in this case to make us feel that everything runs in line was legit. The 19-year-old from Oswaldtist went missing while on holiday in Tenerife last year after attending a music festival with friends, sparking a social media frenzy and making international headlines. A massive search operation was launched to find Jay after he was reported missing on June the 17th, 24. His body was tragically discovered in a remote area near the village of Masca almost a month later on July the 15th. The search for Jay revealed that he had disappeared after being driven about 22 miles into the mountains to the Airbnb with two men he met on holiday. Then it goes on to say he fell approximately 80 foot to his death in a dangerous ravine. And obviously the head injuries we have queried on numerous videos while attempting to walk back to his accommodation in Los Cristianos. A Channel 4 documentary airing this week will delve into his family's quest for answers and marks the first time they have spoken publicly about the tragic case. During one segment, Jay's mother, Debbie Duncan, recalled finding an unsent message when she logged onto his son's Snapchat account. I would love to know what date this was, because like I said, she reports to the Mirror after finally receiving Jay's phone. Debbie found a heartbreaking and sent message to his friend. So when did she finally receive his phone back? Because like I said, isn't it said that Jay might have had 2, even 3 phones? She said when she signed into Jay's Snapchat, there was an unsent message from Jay to Brad. So the message was obviously just flying around. And then the message sent to Brad, which obviously gave Brad a fright. I mean, if it was flying around, who else did that message go to? And why haven't they come forward to say that they received a message? Was it Lucy? Did Brandon receive one? Did they receive one? It just doesn't make sense to me, that, to be honest with you. And it just sounds, I'm going to agree with Duncan here, it just sounds like a bit of a narrative that has been put in to get this case closed down, to be honest with you. He messaged me straight away, "Are you on Jay's phone?" I said, "Yeah, we've just signed into a Snapchat." He said, "I've just got a message that just comes through from Jay. The last message he sent, he said, listen, I'm not going to make it." It's kind of like he knew he wasn't going to make it. I don't, to be honest, I really, really struggle to believe that. I really, really do struggle to believe that whether that was a true account of that really happened, and whether the point that Debbie received the phone, because it seems like to me that the way it's said is that she's really only got the phone back just before the documentary started. That just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't sit right with me, people. You have to let me know your thoughts about it. Thank you. We're going to move on to the picture of Jay in the back of the car. So obviously, Ayub had said that he'd got, proof that technically Jay was all right, but we had some audio, but we actually didn't see Jay, which was quite bizarre. And a lot of people think that the audio was attached to the video, possibly from another night. And that's something I've really, really thought about as well. And the picture of Jay in the car, it just doesn't look right. The position of where he was looking from. I do believe that was probably Lucy or Brandon in the front of the car taking a picture of Jay. And like I said, it just, when you look at everything, you look at the outside as well, it just doesn't look right. Of the outside of the car as well, it just looks really, really bizarre, as though someone actually put that picture together. And like I said, this was obviously a picture that was brought forward of basically say Jay was fine, he was in good spirits, and look, he looks absolutely fresher. But like I said, it seems like that picture has been put together and slapped together. And obviously, if the coroner thought that, did he actually think? Did he ever think to question it? Does it look legit? It just looks weird. It looks as though it's been faked together, like most pictures and videos in this case, to say Jay was still alive at that point and in the back of Ayub's car. Isn't it funny that just as the inquest basically closed, all these little things were coming out to say, hey, this case is now closed, people. We've got some information of pictures and last messages from Jay, or instant messages, which friends have just received in basically saying that he's about to die, and that this picture tells us that he was happy going to the Airbnb, and like I said, he was in a position to make his own decisions. I don't quite believe that, but I think it should be put out there as a matter of urgency. I think because something stinks in this case, and I believe we're not getting the truth into really what happened to Jay Slater. Thank you very much. That's my prerogative to have my own views. At the end of the day, I do feel sorry for Debbie, but like I said, I think basically she's not being told the truth either. And the people that covered up this case, his friends, the accident crew, they should be the ones technically in the firing line. Let me know what you think, people, and don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment. Thank you very much indeed.